Michael Hron on the bottom of your screen up against Josh Morton on top there. Be interested to see what Josh drafted, if he's able to match the power level of Michael's pretty solid mid-range Abzan deck.
Yeah, decent mana, decent curve.
Yeah.
But Josh, no slouch himself, made his way into the top 8 here. Let's see what he's got.
Yeah.
There's got to be at least one Mardu drafter.
I would assume so,
Right?
because we
Jess
saw
guy?
quite a couple things going around for that archetype. So.
Yeah.
Would you say the Boros color pair is like the weakest in the set?
No, I actually think Boros is one of the stronger. If you want to draft an aggressive deck, I think Boros is where you want to be. You want a Boros base with a light splash. It could be blue or it could be black. And I do think it's quite strong, especially. And there's levels to this, of course. But if everybody's trying to go over the top of each other with these 4 or 5 color soup control decks, then I do think Boros is really well situated.
Yeah.
If things balance out and people are more reasonable with their mana curve and tries to play things, 2 drops, 3 drops, lifelink cards, etc., then it becomes more difficult for the Boros deck. But hey, if everybody's trying to do the expensive deck thing, then I think Boros is a very, very good archetype to draft.
Blossoming Sands to kick things off here. So perhaps we have an Abzan mirror match as we find 2 of our colors for Michael Hron, getting the Sultai Devotee down to get things started here. And a Monument, Abzan Monument. I think we got a mirror match again.
You called it here, Abzan Monument here. But hey, Hron has a ton of rares in his Abzan deck here. So we'll see if Josh can match the power that Hron can potentially present here.
In for 2 goes our Devotee. So First Blood.
Karsi Revenant.
For Michael.
Oh, there it is. Bomb number 1.
That's the sound it makes when it resolves, right?
Now I know.
Okay.
It
did it, though.
Yeah, and I like casting this, especially against a green deck that can potentially have Snakeskin Veil.
Yes.
You're going to kill that thing anyways. Why wait, right?
Yeah, no reason to. So we're currently a Golgari deck. And follow up here with the Stalwart Successor.
And noting that the Stalwart Successor triggers off of any counter. So if you put the Menace, Flying, Death Touch, all the keywords, you still get an extra +1/+1 counter on the creature, which is really, really nice.
Sweet. So let's see. Got the deck list available here for us. So what all is Josh working with? He has an Enoch Wayfarer.
He also has his own Saga. I think Hron also has a copy of this deck, of this card as well.
I believe he does, yeah. Oh no, Josh has an amazing card. He's got Perenation, the Revival, Indestructible, Hexproof.
Oh, is that card actually good? I have never played with that card.
Sick.
I don't know.
Imagine targeting your Karsi Revenant with that.
Yeah, I mean, it's slow. We'll see.
Slow, but it's
I feel like in this matchup it might be okay, but I have my doubts as to, it's no Teval, let's put it that way.
Yeah, fair.
Yeah. All right. But great turn 4 play here now. I wonder if Hron is just going to do this. Give the creature a +1/+1 counter. Give it Flying, Death Touch, Life, whatever. All the keywords here.
Revival of the Ancestors. 3 bodies on the board.
3 in the air.
Yep.
I wonder if Hron... Look at all those counters.
We need to get some stickies for these guys, man.
Yeah.
Flying, Death Touch, Lifelink, +1/+1.
3 in the air.
Good.
Yeah, and Josh will be able to distribute 3 counters, probably just 1 on each of the tokens here, because that allows you to attack with all 3 of them into the Stalwart Successor that's in play. Oh, I like this too. Okay, getting aggressive now. Does he have some kind of combat trick? That would be really nice if he does.
Yeah, being able to pump it up. So Josh, hopefully will be able to develop a board of his own, because this is a big chunk of damage coming in, and the life gain as well. Follow up here with the Alchemist Assistant. So a really nice start here for Michael. And on Josh's side of things, also with a decent start, getting some counters on his creatures, spreading out the love there. So he's got a 3 power, 2 power, and a 1 power.
All right. All right. Ooh, a Hollow Merc Siege. Okay, so Josh also does have Lots and lots of powerful enchantments in play. Now, what do you want to do with this, though, right? It's pretty tricky. Do you want to go Abzan and try to race what's in play here?
Ooh, nice. Hollow Merc Siege. This card has been an absolute star the entire weekend, every time we've seen it played. So.
And the two on the dice, on the die, denotes which mode. Sultai being 1, Abzan being 2.
Gotcha. Thank you, judges.
Okay, we are getting aggressive here.
Love it.
Synchronized charge. Now, those creatures will now have vigilance and trample, and I imagine the entire team is getting in here. We have 2 3/3s and a 2/2 getting in. Now, with the 2/2, you can turn that into a menace creature as well with the siege in play. So all of a sudden, no good blocks here from Hron. 9 damage coming in.
None at all. Damn.
Does everything get vigilance?
Yeah. Doesn't it? Creatures you control with counters on them get vigilance.
Oh, okay.
It's not just the one that you
right.
to.
Yeah, so no, this is great. Getting for 9 damage here. Now, Josh still does need to try and race. Yeah, there is a flying life-linking Death Touch creature in play as well. So
it's not that big, though.
Yeah.
Not yet, anyway.
I mean, Josh is at 11, so.
Yeah. I mean, we can't. Yeah, they don't have. Not all of them will have menace. Just 2 of them have menace, right? Oh, sorry, just 1 of them has menace.
What creature has menace? The Stalwart Successor? The Stalwart Successor has menace.
No. The spirits attacking.
They don't have any menace. They have trample and vigilance.
Didn't they choose? Wasn't it Abzan
one of them has menace.
Yeah.
The one that you target has menace.
Yeah. So I was just wondering what Michael was thinking about there. Because I don't think he had a good block.
Yeah, I mean, he could have considered maybe chumping. Because if you block with the Alchemist, you gain some life. Then you put the lifelink counter on his menace creature, and that gets a +1/+1 counter as well. Right.
Cool. Right, so turn passes back now to Michael. What all did he end up playing? Let's have a look here at the list. So we are playing a white card, and that white card is Anafenza, so not too sad to not see a plains on the board just yet.
All right, nice removal spell. Exiling the synchronized charge from the graveyard and forcing Josh to sacrifice 1 of the creatures that he has in play.
Dece.
Charge is very, very solid here.
Yep. Strategic Betrayal, taking care of one of those critters. Now, do we want to attack?
Now, Revival of the Ancestors will also allow Josh to gain some life back on the following turn. Chapter 3 of the saga. Creatures you control gain trample and lifelink until end of turn. So that's 6 damage coming in.
Yep.
Also able to gain Josh 6 life.
Whoa.
Ooh. Okay. Do you have something here?
Okay.
Oh, and Hron just wants to trade here just so that Josh can attack back and gain a ton of life next turn.
Cool.
Going for the race here.
Okay. Mardu Monument, that allows Hron to go and get the plains.
Yeah, get the white source. Presumably, I don't know if he's got the mountain just to be able to sack it, but he does have 2 copies of the Nomad Outpost, which in a pinch, I mean, eventually you can just draw it and then use it to sacrifice it for 3/1/1s.
Yeah. He's playing all of the deals that he picked up, so if needs be, can sacrifice that Mardu Monument.
So that 3/3 token on Josh's side does have lifelink, and you can also attack as a 4/4 menace creature.
Yeah.
So this will get Josh up to 12.
Yeah,
but if you can follow that up with another big threat, that creature only has a lifelink until this turn.
Yeah. Dragonbrewer's Relic, not really what you want to see, but Champion of Dusan, a decent-ish blocker.
It was okay, but that was not a back-breaking turn, especially for 5 mana. All you effectively did was put a 4/2 Trampler onto the battlefield here. Josh doesn't have a removal spell here for that Devotee, which right now, I mean, that's just 3 damage every single turn in the air.
Yep.
And now Hron's hand is presumably unlocked, right? Was able to find that white source here, so has access to several white bombs in his deck. And, well, I mean, who knows what else he could be working with here. Doing some math here, too.
I don't think it'll be, can I get you dead math? This ain't no is-it-based deck.
This is, the lifelink has just been so impressive here, though. Just like, hey, you want to race me? Good luck.
Yep. You know, I think after the first draft, or second draft of the day, whatever it was, where he got so close to death so often.
Right.
I think maybe he's just like, yeah, it has lifelink on it. Cool, gimme.
And so Hron has a bunch of cards in hand and said go. I think one of the cards is probably going to be the exile removal spell, the Kin Tree.
Oh, yeah, Kintry Severance.
Kentry Severance. He's got to at least have one of that as one of the cards in his hand.
Yeah, because he's got 2 of those that he drafted.
Right.
So. We millin'.
Ooh, there's a
Wayfarer
mountain.
Bodyguard. There's a mountain, so this ain't no Wayfarer.
Okay. So green, white, black, red. Hey, we are getting
we
are getting close to being able to sacrifice that relic to make a big dragon. So Hron might be in his best interest to get this game over before
1, 2,
that
3,
happens.
4, 5. Yeah, because you need 5 and then 3, right? To do that?
You need 7 lands in play plus the relic. That gives you the 8 mana necessary to be able to sacrifice it.
Nice.
So 1 land away.
Yeah.
Oh, Anafenza.
Nice.
Oh,
icky. No trample damage for
free
you.
creature. First strike, flash. Is there something
Love it.
Anafenza can't do?
Stay alive?
Well, it's alive now.
Well, I mean, yeah, but it's a spirit. That was a joke. Yeah. Sorry.
I got it. I got it.
So excellent combat trick there. Anafenza jumping in the way, getting another critter. Did we get a creature?
No, because it just ate something. You need to lose your own
Oh,
creatures.
your creatures need to die. Yeah. Okay.
That card would be... I mean, it's already
disgusting,
insane.
yeah.
But if you kill stuff and get tokens, that would be
never mind.
unreasonable.
Yeah.
That is a gigantic token there. So
Jeez.
can't really attack too well with the ground creatures unless you have a removal spell in hand. And yeah, now Hron's like, okay, next turn you're going to get a nice 4/4 dragon that gains you 3 life, kills the 3/2 flying Death Touch lifelinker in play.
Importantly.
So very, very good there.
Is this thing a 7/7? The spirit?
With the 5 counters on it?
Yeah.
That is a great question. I think it might just be a 5/5. So the monument sacrifices, and then you get to basically make a creature with power and toughness equal to the biggest thing that you have in play.
Ah, okay. Gotcha.
Because that was the token from the Ebsen monument, I believe.
Right,
yeah.
okay. All the different spirits are a little
Yeah,
confusing.
there's lots of different spirits. Okay, gain life. Is that all he's got? Okay.
Wow.
Josh might be able to turn it around this turn if he does pop that relic. Make a 4/4 flying lifelinker, kill the flyer. That's the only thing that Hron's really been able to get going as far as damage goes.
Swinging in once again.
6/6 menace creature here.
He's doing his damnedest to chip away at Michael's life total here.
Yeah, and keeping the other creature back. So little offense, little defense.
And no real good luck here from Michael, so
but
he's going to take it.
He's gained a ton of life, so... Oh, and not actually going for the sacrifice here.
Hi, big dragon. There's some extra life gain for you.
Which one is that?
Bloomvine Regent.
Wow, so there's 2 in the draft. All right. So there is a lot now that Hron needs to fight through. Now, remember, we do know Hron has multiple copies of multiple removal effects to actually get that Bloomvine Regent off the battlefield here. So if you can find one and keep trying to push damage through, it's really important that he finds it now, because if he doesn't, I mean, Josh is just going to find more ways to gain life, more dragons to play. By the way, next turn, if he makes a dragon, Bloomvine Regent gains you 3 life for any dragons that enter. So you're going to gain 6 life when you get that dragon onto the battlefield.
I'm just trying to see how many dragons he drafted. Twinmore Stormbird is one of them. Doesn't look like he got too many others.
Yeah, well, the thing is, the Bloomvine Regent is just such a good card. You don't need any other dragons. And then the relic in play also counts as a dragon. So.
Yeah, for a 4/5 flyer that gains you life when it enters, you're not going to say no to.
That also can ramp you too. Yeah.
Fix your mana.
Ooh, attack. Josh going to 4. Oh, I think Josh is going to be able to go over the top here.
This is going to hurt.
Oh, it's still only on 6 lands though, right? So it can't actually make the dragon yet.
6, yeah.
If you can, oh, there's the untapped land.
Oh,
it's time. It is time to make a 4/4 dragon, kill the devotee, gain 6 life, go up to 10, and you can probably start attacking.
Oh yeah. Nothing blocking the dragon in the air.
Yeah.
Let's go. What's it called? Like Myriad Dragon or something?
The actual token?
Yeah, it has a name.
Good question. All I know is it's awesome, and you're going to gain 6 life.
Yeah, it's sick.
All right, making Anafenza large just so we can potentially attack through some of these tokens. Because if you make Anafenza into a large life-linking first striker, that could be one way to still try to put some pressure on, or even race. Could actually honestly see Hron double blocking the big token that's attacking with the Alchemist, and then endure twice, right? And then you can make an 8/8 Anafenza here potentially.
Yeah, that could be enormous, and then give it lifelink. I mean, he's tapped out, so now's a good time to do it.
Or a 6/6 and a 2/2, bunch of options, and and he's going to gain 4 life here, and take 4, so it's a wash. And Morton should be at 10 unless he forgot to gain 3 life from the Bloomvine Regent.
Yeah.
He might have forgotten if the life total is currently at 7.
Yeah.
Because you're just thinking, oh, I gained 3 life from putting this dragon into play.
No,
but
no,
it is a dragon.
It has lifelink because it's doing the damage.
Right, exactly. So you should have gained 6 life off of that exchange.
Yeah.
All right, time for a massive Anafenza here.
No kidding.
8/8 lifelink, beat down.
First strike. Whee.
Oh, yeah, he has to block.
Yeah.
But this puts Hron back up to 22.
Yeah.
Could have potentially taken it if he was at 3 more life.
If he was at 10, yeah, like he should have been. Unless we're completely mistaken, but I believe we worked it out right.
Nah.
Nah, we're always wrong. Okay. Got it.
Unless it's not a dragon this entire time.
No,
and I was
no,
just
it's a
wrong.
dragon.
Yeah,
It's what's it? Reliquary dragon. Yeah, that's its name.
Yeah.
It's not a dragon, then it's putting on an excellent masquerade.
Yeah.
Okay.
I don't know if it's too late now, right?
I have
it's
no
tough
idea.
Tough to see. Yeah.
Could see Josh chatting to Michael about something, so who knows?
So 8/8 lifelinker. What can you do, Josh? Does Josh just not? Doesn't seem like Josh has a ton of removal. There's a caustic exhale, but not seeing. Oh, there is the Twin Maw Stormbrood if you have red source, but that's not going to kill.
That's not killing that.
All right, we are getting into the red zone here.
Just got jam, man. Hope for the best.
That's a big attack. How much damage is that?
6, 7, plus 4, plus
8,
4.
8 plus 8, 16. That's an 8/8 on the right?
Ah.
Yeah, so 16 damage coming in, and 4 life to be gained here from Josh, from the lifelink dragon. And two more creatures, maybe?
Yeah.
Wow.
All right, that's sweet. That's a 3/3 because we have counters on the critter.
Yeah, that's a 3/3 as well. So Hron only working with the Anafenza here. It might not be.
That was a lot of damage.
Yeah, it might not be enough here. There just might be way too much on Josh's side now.
Can we crack the Mardu monument? No, we can't, right?
Need a red source, and Josh is at 11, so make some 1/1s. It's not even that strong. And Josh has the Wayfarer, which might just be reserved to block the Anafenza here.
Undoubtedly. Because what, then we go up to 14, that's still dead on the crackback?
Yeah, there you go. He's like, yeah, I'm going to block with this 1/1 here now.
Yeah.
How much life has Hron gained?
So much.
So much life.
What, that's 16 with just 2 attacks there.
Okay.
Awaken the Honored Dead. Oh, that's 3 bodies.
Yeah, revival of the ancestors here, but it feels like it feels like it's still kind of low impact relative to what's in play. You need to find a removal spell for the dragons and the giant creatures coming in. 3 1/1s on this board doesn't seem like it's going to be enough.
Yeah, because what, you'd have to double block the thing that gets menace?
Right.
Assumedly.
Yeah, so you're just
dragons get in,
and you're just chumping, and these are tokens, so it doesn't actually trigger the Anafenza.
Yeah, and that 2-drop is unblockable currently.
You're correct. The Formation Breaker with counters on the things that are in play right now is a 3/3.
Yeah.
And it cannot be blocked by anything that's smaller than it.
So 8 to 11. There's 11 and unblockable, just straight up.
Yeah, 11 unblockable. You can block the creature on the left and all the creature on the right. You'd lose all your tokens.
Yeah.
So that would be one approach to do this.
One removal spell would get the win here for Josh.
And what is
assumedly.
this? Oh, he gave
champion.
it trample. Yeah, well, that should probably do it
that
here.
Should lock it up.
Unless Hron has a way to kill that token, but the Severance doesn't work on a token because its mana value is less than 3.
Huh. That's a bit of a pickle.
And he has more.
But wait, there's more. Sage of the Fang hits the board now.
Sage of the Fang. Now you make a 5/5 flying lifelinker, gain you some more life, just in case somehow Hron can find a win here. But I think this is just way, way too much. Oh, by the way. Yeah, okay. Is that a 6/6? Were there enough different counters in play to have that?
Oh yeah,
to have that
the
4-drop.
the 100 battle veteran be
Yeah, it's kind of hard
larger?
to pull it off. Oftentimes you look at that card as a 4-mana 4/2 with kind of flashback, essentially. When
Yeah.
it's in the graveyard, you can get it back into play. But that could have been a scenario where that was maybe a 6/6. Not that it mattered. He just
yeah, he had enough. Way more
And
than enough.
this type of matchup, you saw, Josh was able to go over the top. Josh was playing more colors, had the Relic, and Hron is playing kind of more of a fair deck, dare I
Yes.
say.
Yeah.
Does have good cheap rares, but what I mean is 2 drops, 3 drops, 4 drops, and some tricks, maybe a couple of removal spells.
Yeah.
And this is the type of matchup where a traditional Abzan deck could struggle because Josh might have a few more ways to kind of go over the top.
Yeah. It's certainly a more honest deck, you know. You're not really expecting anything, oh my god, wow, amazing,
Yeah.
out of Michael's list. But Josh's, like you said, that Relic has been impressive every single time we've seen it cast. Or activated, I should say. So
Yeah, so if Hron does have the Leopards, maybe the Leopards are on the sideboard, could consider boarding that in to get that off the battlefield. If you have a Sarkhan's Resolve in the sideboard, you could also consider bringing that in out of the sideboard just to make sure that you have answers to the dragon. So a lot of options here. Hron did take a lot of sideboard type cards in the end of pack 3. So I can see him get pretty creative out of the board here to help answer some of those late game threats that Josh played.
he's got 3 effects that kill enchantments and artifacts. He's got 2 of the Leopards and the Heritage Reclamation.
Yeah,
so
Josh actually playing 2 copies of the Dragon Brood Relic there, so
nice.
that is going to be a problematic card that Hron needs to find an answer for.
Bet Andrew wish he had that in his deck.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I don't think that deck needs more power,
no, it's
to be fair.
yeah, it's fine. But
Yeah.
ramp, we like ramping.
Andrew absolutely would have loved to play against Josh or Hron.
Oh,
I think,
hell yeah.
especially Josh's deck, maybe it's a little bit slower, unclear, but like these mid-range decks is kind of where he feasts,
Yep.
and kind of the more aggressive decks is maybe something where you kind of don't want to be matched against.
We want to say a big thank you once again to the sponsors of this event and everyone who's made it possible. Dragon Shield, if you need to protect your cards, go and get some of the best sleeves in the business. And if you want to get your cards graded, send them to Beckett. Get a fancy slab, get a nice number on it, and increase the value, possibly by a lot. So thank you very much to our sponsors for this event, and again to everyone who has made it possible. Taking a look at Desperate Measures there was Josh, getting the Oracle text on that.
Yeah, were there a bunch of cards worthy of killing with Desperate Measures? I don't know.
Little baby guys?
Yeah. Doesn't feel like that's what the matchup's about.
Nah. I mean, it's a formation breaker if it comes down as
Yeah,
a
yeah.
2-1.
Sure. If you play that on turn 2, absolutely.
Champion, no. Bloomvine Regent, no. Enoch Wayfarer, maybe? I don't know. Desperate Measures to me is like, if you really have to use it on your opponent, then that is desperate.
Right.
Like, you want to use it on your own guy, make him bigger, kill something, and get 2 cards off of it.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, a couple of Undergrowth Leopards in the sideboard for Hron. Could see him bringing that in. There, you did see the Relic. You also saw the Revival of the Ancestors, right? So plenty of good targets, so I can definitely see that coming in. There's also a Heritage Reclamation in the sideboard that you can see bringing in as well. So those are some of the interesting sideboard options here for Hron.
Did he have any exile effects for the graveyard? He's got a Strategic Betrayal we saw.
Oh, there's also Aggressive Negotiations,
Yes, there's
which
that.
you could consider bringing in.
So plenty of gas in the sideboard.
Yeah, but drew no removal spells there.
Mm-mm.
Needed some, especially one to kill the Bloomvine Regent. That would have been really
Jeez,
nice.
yeah.
But the game kind of just completely turned around once Josh had the
Relic.
pop the
Activated,
Relic.
yeah.
Oh yeah, there's also the Siege. Yeah,
Hallmark Siege,
I
that card.
wonder how many of these disenchant effects Hron will bring in. Will he bring in all of them? Right?
I would like to think so. I think you need them.
There were at least 3 good targets for it, and
Yeah.
there is more because he does have 2 copies of the Relic in the deck.
Yeah. Josh's sideboard doesn't really have all that much to talk about.
There is a Gurmag Rakshasa that's
Yeah.
in the sideboard,
It's Alicia's Legacy, but I don't see that coming in.
right? Whale of War could consider. He could consider if it's kind of very back and forth and you're
Yeah.
trading a bunch of stuff. Whale of War I can see being a
Yeah.
really good card in kind of a mid-range mirror,
Make blocking a little bit tricky.
right?
Worthy Cost as well. I quite like Worthy Cost. Because, you know, your early game plays, no matter what archetype you're in, eventually they're not going to be able to attack. And they're just going to die to being blocked anyway. So why not just chew them and kill a thing?
Yeah, the issue is, of course, you still have to sacrifice a creature, and just playing a card that's a natural 2-for-1 against you is not generally what you want to be doing. So you play it if you have good fodder.
Sure.
If you have good things to sacrifice, let's say you have 2 Einok Wayfarers or an Absent Devotee, cards of that nature, that's when all of a sudden it gets good. And, you know, Hron also does have the Alchemist Assistant, but... Wow, Hron missing land drop number 3 here and a turn 3 Rhino from Josh. If Hron continues to stumble, this could end quickly. Oh, never mind.
All good.
All good.
Online.
Okay, back online.
And, you know, yeah, a lot of these decks care about stuff in the graveyard. They care about stuff dying. I mean, if Anafenz is out and you chomp on an assistant, like, that's great. Oh, hey, Caustic Revenant.
Okay.
Hi, bud. How you go? How's it going?
Yeah, last time Josh did have the Caustic Exhale immediately.
Yeah. Hopefully not this time around.
Does
for
he
Michael's
have some
sake.
kind of removal effect? 4 mana.
Could be the Wave Speaker Bodyguard. Nope, Saga
Saga
Pummeler.
Pummeler.
Nice,
Okay.
all right. He has
So-
2 of those in the sideboard, I think.
Right, and possibly could have boarded another one in. Just these games go long. You need extra things to do with your mana. It's a perfectly solid body here. It trades with the Revenant if that's what you want to do.
So Michael now hoping to pump up this Revenant or give it menace somehow.
Yeah.
It doesn't have that keyword in its soup, does it? No.
Kintree Severance would be a really good play
Oh,
here.
yeah.
Get that 4/4 out of the way, exile it, and also
Yes.
attack with everything. Oh, just attack with all, including
Oh.
the assistant. So Hron must have something here.
All right. Josh not too worried about the Carsey Revenant just yet. Just gonna block the Apprentice.
Oh, sure.
Hey,
Yeah.
Anafenza.
And hey, maybe you just make a 4/4 here. It's
Yeah.
the sizing is so good compared to what's in play. So maybe you do that. You also saw Caustic Exhale. I don't think having an extra 2/2 on the battlefield here seems all that strong.
No, especially
Yeah.
4/4 on the other side. So yeah, first striking 4/4. You love it. You love to see it.
And this gives Josh far fewer outs to be able to kill
Yeah.
that. Ooh, but a good play in its own right here.
Oh, we can Revive of the Ancestors. I keep getting the two mixed
This
up.
is just a lot of power tough, but right now can't really attack.
3 bodies on the board. Chapter 1.
But
Chapter 2, we get some counters.
Yeah, next turn you can definitely set up a very, very solid attack here.
Yeah.
I wonder if Hron has one of the 3 disenchant effects in the sideboard to prevent that from happening, because if you can put +1/+1 counters on both the 4/4 and the 3/4 in
Yeah,
play on
that's
Josh's side, then he can start attacking.
Yeah. There's also decent blockers if needs be. So I believe I saw Stalwart Successor in hand there for Hron.
But looks like
Is that
Hron,
land 4?
yeah, that would be big if he can continue hitting the land drops, just doing everything he can off of the 3s. Powerful 3-mana rares in play too.
Tanking here. No time limits on these quarterfinals.
Yep, a lot on
Top
the
8,
line.
Yeah.
Yeah, that is a ton of power and toughness here from Josh's side. If he can put the counters in the right places. Can you imagine? And if somehow Josh finds some way to kill the Anafenza, then next turn can be pretty brutal. Now, the thing is, the Carsey Revenant can't really attack that well, or if you don't have anything, you would just trade with the Pummeler.
Yeah.
I'm not sure if Hron wants to do that. Maybe it's fine, honestly, just because then you can put all the counters onto the Anafenza and just go, hey, look, I don't have lands, but I'm just all in on the Anafenza.
Oh, yeah. Giving your Death Touch first strike, like, that's pretty much unbeatable unless you have an exile effect.
So what does Hron have here? So first strike resolves. Josh will go down to 10. The creatures on the right will trade, and then an additional Endure trigger will occur here off of the Anafenza. Maybe just make a 6/6. All in.
Yeah. Eggs, meat basket. Yeah, because, I mean, all right.
Right, Josh didn't really have that much removal,
Yeah, he
like I
doesn't,
said.
honestly. So what do we have to work with? There's no fight effects.
There's a Caustic Exhale. That's kind of all I saw, really.
Yeah. So Carsey Revenant hits the bin, and Anafenza gets to endure.
Gain a bunch of
Again.
life. And what do you want to do with the Endure? 6/6? Token? Okay,
Okay.
we got token.
Making a 2-2.
Yeah, I mean, the 2-2 does make the decision to move counters off a little more interesting.
Okay.
Okay.
Nice. All right, so Stalwart Successor. Jeez, when that Carsey Revenant gets renewed, woo boy, there's going to be one massive Anafenza.
I love the pace of Josh's play. He already knew exactly where those
Yeah.
counters were going.
Oh, yeah. No mucking about.
4-5 to block the Anafenza. Now remember, we can give the Anafenza wings next
Yes,
turn with
yeah.
the Carsey Revenant, and it'll turn into a 5-5
Yep.
because the successors. So that's a 2-turn clock here. Now Josh next turn can attack back. Chapter 3 of Revival of the Ancestors can potentially gain you a ton of life here.
Yep.
But hey, Hron's at 1,000,000 life,
Yeah.
right? So it's not really going to kill him. It's just going to make the game go a little bit longer.
I don't think he's all too fussed about the attack back here. Does he go for the Carsey Revenant renew on Anafenza? That is the question.
Yeah, because if you don't really have a good attack here. The Anafenza just gets brickwalled by the Rhino.
Yep.
So
Man, first strike, death touch.
Lifelink-
nothing will stop it.
First strike, flying, death touch, lifelink. Okay. Okay. It's like, I don't care how big your board is. It's going to be tough to beat regardless.
Yeah.
Oh,
Kinship?
okay.
All right.
All right. So maybe we make a giant lifelinker here just because you get an extra counter if you
Yeah.
endure. Okay. So I guess no attack this turn then.
Yeah, just
right.
just going to be on blocking duty for
Yeah.
the third chapter here of Revival of the Ancestors.
So now everything will have trample and lifelink until end of turn. But, not the best attacks, right? It's just, what are you going to do? Attack with the Skirmish Rhino into Devotee, have that trade, and all of a sudden the Anafenza becomes a 6/6? Right? It's not ideal.
It would be bigger, wouldn't it? Because of the Stalwart Successor, it'd be a 7/7.
Oh, you're absolutely correct. Yes, that would put another counter. And yeah, and what, Josh would gain 4 life off of that exchange?
Oh, boy.
And the Anafenza being back this turn means that all the other creatures can't really attack that well. Ooh.
Okay, now we're cooking.
We are, but as long as Hron makes a gigantic Anafenza, even a 3 damage just doesn't get it done here either. And no life to be gained here from Josh.
No.
Now is it the time here for Hron to make a 5/5 flying lifelinker? Put Josh on potentially a 2-turn clock. Of course, with the relic in play, it's still going to be a 3-turn clock, maybe
Sure.
more.
Lots of choices here for Hron.
One thing is at least pretty clear here.
Yeah.
Josh does not have a way to kill the Anafenza.
No, certainly does not. This will not do it. Unless it's in conjunction, but you need so much mana to be able to do that along with the Caustic Exhale, so
Right.
make big Anna. Make big Anna.
Yeah, alternatively, you could put it on the Nurturer maybe if you just want the Anafenza to kind of keep everything keep everything back. If you put it on the Nurturer, you still make a 5/4 flying creature, which does not die to the Dragon Brood Relic, but having a 5/4 flare isn't great because the 4/4 Dragon is still in play to trade with the Nurturer on the following turn. Is it Anafenza time?
Yes.
Oh, it is.
Yes. Flying, lifelink, death touch, first strike.
Is it time?
Gross.
Yeah.
Away we go. Yes, yes.
So 5/5 here.
Uh-huh.
Could have been a 7/7, which would have been a 2-turn clock.
Could
Made the
been.
2/2 token instead on the previous turn.
That's all right. Could make it bigger next turn with the Apprentice if you really want to, but as long as the Stalwart Successor is still out.
Can Josh find an answer here? Well, at the very least, can just make a dragon here and go up to 8. That's what he's doing.
Yeah.
Can kill probably the Stalwart here just to prevent more +1/+1 stuff from happening here. But that will grow the Anafenza here.
Yeah.
At this point, you don't really care for more 2/2 tokens. Just make a...
Make a giant lady.
Yeah. 7/7.
Oh, Desperate Measures.
Oh,
Nice.
sideboard card here against removal effects.
2 cards and 2 endure. So,
Right.
okay, that wouldn't see Anafenza get in the the counters. No.
Well, the desperate measures doesn't kill it, right? Like
No,
yeah.
it doesn't kill it. I'm just wondering if it sees itself die and then gives the counter to an offend. No, it wouldn't. I don't think it would.
Oh, like an extra counter, you mean?
Yeah.
No, but Josh is at 8 here. There is a 7/7 lifelinker here. Josh trying to do everything he can here. I mean, Hron's at 30. He can just take this if he wants.
Ah, 'tis but a scratch.
Or you can block and grow the Anafenza here if you block with the Devotee. Yeah.
If he finds
Right.
removal for the Reliquary Dragon, then
That's just a game.
That's it, yeah.
This is just the most ridiculous Anafenza here. This is a 9/9 flying death touch lifelink first striker in play, and Josh just doesn't have a good answer for it.
It's build your own battle tank at this point.
This is just, it's bigger than an Atraxa.
Yeah. We have our other quarterfinals ongoing. 2 of them we won't be able to see on camera, but Jody Keith has just picked up a victory against Charles Wong. So congratulations, Jody, into our semifinals. Woo!
Whoa, and now that's going to be
Let's
+1.
go!
Oh,
yeah,
man.
baby!
All right, so Hron here just putting all of his eggs into one gigantic flying, life-linking, first striking basket there. And, you know, given how this game's playing out, or given how this game played out, Hron might be thinking, maybe you just, like, based on what you saw games 1 and games 2, you just didn't see a lot of removal.
Yeah.
So you might be able to be a little more aggressive or take riskier lines with where you put your counters, because you might be thinking, you know what, Josh probably just doesn't have a way to kill this, and if that's the case, then I can just win with this one creature.
I mean, yeah, the players, you could see them consulting sideboards. I assume they have access to each other's, or to each other's deck lists.
Yeah.
They exchange them, so.
Right.
Yeah. So I think Michael's like, all right, cool. If I can resolve this, then I'm good to go.
Yeah, absolutely.
Couple things to play around.
And that was a game where Hron was just able to go over the top, right? It's
that
just
was
like,
nutty.
all right, Josh, you get your 4/4 dragon.
Yeah.
You play your Saga. I don't care, because I have just the most enormous Anafenza I've ever seen in my life.
Turns out good rares are good, especially when they work together.
Yeah.
Friends, Dragonstorm is an awesome set. I'm not biased at all because I really, really like dragons. You should go and get yourself some. Treat yourself. Go pick up a box. Get yourself some booster packs. Do a draft. However it is you want to enjoy this set, just please play it. It's so, so fun. StarCityGames.com/MTG-TDM. If you like big dragons, you're going to like this set. And if you don't like dragons, what's wrong with you, man? I'd be a good salesperson, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. Hron is still shuffling. Don't know if that just means he took a while sideboarding. Yeah, it looks like he's just presenting his deck here.
Yeah.
All right.
And because we've lost all the lovely noise of our thousands of people visiting, you see the players sticking the headsets on, just so that
they
cut the noise out.
They can probably hear us.
We should be quiet. Be very, very quiet.
No, they can just wear the headsets. We got to bring the excitement. That's why we're here.
Yeah.
Come on now.
I can't not get excited when big dumb things happen, okay?
Yeah.
It's not in my blood.
Oh, not
I don't
putting
think
it
they
on.
work, though.
Oh, they were probably trying to see if they can use it to communicate with each other, but if you can't,
Yeah,
it's
if you can't,
probably better
that's-
to just not have it on.
Yeah, we'll just be real quiet.
Well, they can probably just take it off their necks then. But
Yeah. Get those things off them.
Okay, looks like just need to quickly replace the batteries on the headsets here. But
Just give us
until then, we will not go too crazy.
No, we'll be good commentators.
Medium crazy.
We'll be golf commentators, huh? I heard there was some good golf today.
I did. I heard as well. I'm not a golf person.
Me neither.
Yes.
My dad is though, so like I know Rory McIlroy is cool and did rad things. So yay.
Yeah, they did some playoff things or
It's the Masters, I think.
overtime playoff. I don't know. Sorry, I follow the.
You are the bouncy ball.
I follow the active sports. The ones where you have to run.
Hey, golfers are fit.
Some of them are.
Yeah. Some of them like to ride on their golf carts.
Yeah.
A little too much.
Hey, golf is an excellent game. Very tough game.
Yes.
But not necessarily known for
I
top-tier athletes.
No, yeah. I do not enjoy chasing a little ball along a course. I would just rather go to the driving range, beat the hell out of some things, and leave.
All right,
That's my cup of tea.
Looks like the headsets are on, so we can increase the volume.
Let's see if they can hear each other first.
All right.
All righty, good.
Here we go.
Have communication.
The Abzan Mirror, 2 excellent games here. Hron actually kind of stumbled a little bit in that game too, right? Missed the land drop, but was able to find a third one in time. Carsey Revenant showing its power. Ooh, nothing feels better, by the way, when you are a 3-color deck and you play the on-color Tri-land, by the way. I like Josh's land a little better.
Oh, okay, fair.
It makes all the colors.
A knockaway fair as well.
Ooh, a little value. Oh. And milled an Abzan devotee, right? So you got a little extra value there too.
Love to see it. These players giving us an awesome battle here in our quarterfinals. We've had 1 result so far. Another one off camera will be shared as soon as it's available. And then as soon as we're done with this one, we're going to jump into the Andrew Beckstrom matchup to show you how that one played out.
Yeah, that one I'm excited to see how that deck plays out.
Oh, yeah. But first, we must Abzan our way through this quarterfinals. Stalwart Successor hits the board.
Do you have the Exhale?
Die.
Ooh, okay.
Have the Exhale, yeah.
It's the one cost. That might be like the one removal spell in his entire deck.
Yeah.
At least from what we've seen so far.
You know, Guerfera draws first blood here.
Oh,
nice.
That is a beautiful sequence there. Hron on the back foot here. This is so much power and toughness here on the play. 2-drop into removal spell into Revival of the Ancestors.
Whale of War, does he have that?
Hron, oh my, Whale of War would be insane, or maybe your own Revival of the Ancestors.
He didn't get one.
Just to try to keep up. This is just a lot of pressure here. Okay.
Sage of the Fang, okay.
Hey, that's a 3/3. It does block pretty well. Like I said, Josh doesn't have a lot of removal. So maybe this is just good enough. Josh can maybe make a 4/4.
Just go fast, yeah.
Could make a 4/4, and that's the made the 4/4 because that's the only thing that can attack here.
Yeah, you're not really at the point where you want to be trading off little 1/1s.
I wonder if Hron has a Desperate Measures because he kind of considered blocking there. Maybe use a Measures trade, draw some cards.
Yeah. Try find some answers to this nonsense. Oh, lovely. Oh, okay. I love it. I love it when there's a 2-drop in the bin and this bodyguard hits the board. Be still my beating heart.
And with Flurry, you can use that to tap 2 things, and you got the 2-drop back. So very likely to be able to tap this. So a lot of pressure here for Hron.
Mardu Monument.
All right.
Go find either another Plains or Swamp. Give me Swamp.
Probably don't need a Swamp. Maybe Forest. You have 3 black sources already in play.
You can't get a forest
you can. Okay, you can get a Plains. You can get a Plains then, but absolutely not getting a Swamp. Oh, absolutely getting a Swamp.
I heard you right the first time.
I suppose so.
I heard nothing.
Actually, I don't actually. Yeah, I guess it also just depends on maybe how many Plains are in Hron's deck too.
I think he's only got like 2 because he's only playing Anafenza main
deck,
right,
okay.
And the other Dragon Back Lancer was the other.
Completely makes sense though, especially with Carsey Revenant as a double black card.
Yeah,
but how? Oh, okay. So no double spell here. No Flurry
yet. Well. He would do it before blockers.
Yeah. So Hron does have access to 1 block. Which one do you want to kill? I mean, you're at 15. It's not even that bad. You can just trade where you need.
I would like to kill that bodyguard just because it can make combat tricky later on.
Right. Yeah, absolutely.
We don't need the devotee for anything else, really. So that's
you have all the colors that you need here.
I mean, I don't think there's any blue or... Nah, there's none of the
It does have trample, though, so he'd still take 6 damage this turn.
Yeah. And it's life gain as well, right?
I don't know if that he took the trample damage. Yeah, there you go.
Yeah, there we go. Okay. And how much life did he gain? 6?
A ton.
Yeah, it's
a lot of. There's a lot of life. Ooh, there it is.
Paranation bodyguard.
Oh my goodness. All right. Paranation. We will see how this plays out here.
Oh, it's indestructible. It's hexproof. It brought a thingy back, and now Josh Morton is gonna.
We're gonna find some counters there for the 3/4 hexproof indestructible creature here.
Josh is gonna run away with this if Michael can't find one of his removals.
Yeah, or just a big creature. Like if you can just play a 5/5 or something. Given what we've seen from Josh's deck so far.
Crikey. Revival of the Ancestors now on Michael's side of things.
One more token for Revival of the Ancestors there.
Get 3 friends.
Okay.
You're gonna need them. We have another result. Christian Valenti winning against Lee Webb. 2-0. Congratulations over there. So we have 2 of our semifinalists decided, I should say, as Josh Morton gets the relic down once again.
Tap something down.
Oh,
wow.
This is brutal.
This is just so much. Josh is just kind of getting to do everything here and completely overwhelming Hron with just
value.
all the rares, all the value. There's a relic in play too with 7 lands in play,
Yeah.
so you can do that as well. So I think this is just far too much pressure for Hron to deal with. I don't know if he has a card in his deck that really allows him to come back from this board state.
Kintry Severance. There's 2 of them in the list. That is.
But is that enough?
Can't deal with the hexproof guy, no, but like,
It can't even kill the dragon. It's a token.
True. This is a tough spot for Michael to be in.
Yeah, gonna take 1 damage here, and Josh just has so much going on here.
I think he's got the other attackers on the side there next to the formation breaker. So 3. Desperate measures.
Oh, sure.
Drawing some cards, because we sure need it. So 3 down to 6. Okay, Abzan Devotee. I wouldn't be surprised if he sandbagged that to get Flurry again next turn.
Remember, the dragon can also go to the face. So now we're at a point where you have so many creatures in play. You can just attack with everything. If you just get Hron down to 3, you just make the dragon and finish the game there too. So, assuming the creatures just don't kill you on the spot here.
That is a substantial battlefield that Josh has assembled.
Yeah.
You got no removal? All right, well then you got to be the beatdown.
Yeah, Hron can make a bunch of tokens, I guess, with the Mardu Monument. Probably not attacking with it, just to have enough blockers in play.
Yeah, it's 3 bodies.
Okay. Yeah, that's a good one. But remember, that also dies to the dragon.
Sure does.
Right, and doesn't gain you any life.
Sure doesn't.
So that's probably a really excellent target here for the dragon. But did play 2 lifelinkers and gain a life. So, all things considered, that's probably one of the best things Hron could have done. Can Josh close out the game this turn?
He's going to need to, because we've seen Michael come back from the brink of death multiple times this weekend. So, all right, Josh, what you got, bud? 2 spells in hand. You got a flurry. You got to make a dragon. Because we need to push 4 damage through. Okay, we're going fighty times first.
All right. No, not actually killing anything right now. Just making the attack. Of course, the Hexproof Indestructible is basically a free attack here.
Yeah.
And then the 4/4, he's like, you know what? I don't care what you block with. I'm just happy with any trade here.
Oh boy.
Hron thinking, do I just block with the Revenant? You're gonna probably kill it anyways.
I want
right?
the Revenant to die and the Sage of the Fang to die, because if they do, you stack all that up onto the spirits, double the counters on it, it become like 8 extra power.
Yeah, you can gain a ton of life off of that.
I want to see that.
So Sage of the Fang is blocking, just Sage of the Fang, it looks like, is blocking it. So, yeah, Hron kind of has a game plan here. I think he's just going, hey, look, I'm just going to block here and do the play where I'm just going to stack a million counters and see what happens here.
Takes 4 or 3?
3 damage.
3, yeah.
All right, dragon time. Okay. Oh.
Where did we gain life from? The Sage didn't have lifelink, did it? Or did we? Oh, what? Did we block the Carsey Revenants as well?
Yeah, unclear, but
okay.
Presumably there was some kind of life gain effect that occurred there. Now, everything this turn has, I guess, double lifelink. It doesn't really matter.
Yeah.
Because Chapter 3 of the Ancestors went off. But what can Hron do here? Sage of the Fang can put 2 counters on something. Probably not quite enough.
I'm sad the token died. Got the Revenant, got the Kin Tree, so some life gain to be had.
Yeah, just a really, really tough board state here. Now, the Revenant can still trade with the Dragon, right? You can block the Dragon, gain life, and then just kind of do a similar thing where you just try to build your own giant Baneslayer yourself and try to use that as a vehicle to outrace Josh. He was able to do that in game number 2. And that's exactly what Hron's going to try to do here.
Yeah.
Let's see if he's going to be successful, just because on Josh's side, we're already looking at, 15 power at least on the board.
I mean, we might even see a no attack here on Chapter 3 like we did with Josh in the previous game.
Oh, yeah. I don't think there's a particularly good attack here, so. Hron does have the option to make some tokens here with the Mardu Monument. Obviously, we don't really know what else he's working with in hand here. But yeah, if you can find some kind of other ways to put +1/+1 counters onto a thing, then use the Sage of the Fang to double the counters, and then give it, and then have the Revenant die, that is kind of Hron's path to victory from this spot.
Yeah. My assumption is that the Karsi Revenant blocked, as or there was a double block, and then the bodyguard killed the irrelevant creature.
And it looks like we're making a 5/5 Karsi Revenant here, which is the biggest creature in play.
Yeah.
If Josh has no removal, I mean, doesn't have a great attack, right?
Puts a counter, then doubles it. So Flying Death Touch 5/5 now, lifelink.
Yeah.
Got a 15.
Oh, okay. Just taking it here if you're Josh.
Yeah. Exchanging some life points. Okay, kitty.
Any enchantments worth killing? It doesn't seem like there's anything on board right now.
Is that Reliquary Dragon? Is it an enchantment? No. Something.
I don't know.
I don't think it's an enchantment, but that would be a pretty sweet target if it was.
Yeah, I think that's what Hron was asking when he was looking at the relic. It's like, what kind of creature is that?
Yeah, what kind of dragon you making there? Is it a fancy one, perhaps?
Yeah, the Dragon Brood Relic. It's got a lot of words on that thing.
Yeah. And the set is brand new, so. No, it's not an enchantment. That would be neat, though. Can you imagine this tiny kitty cat taking down a massive... Oh, hi, Charring Bite.
Get the Nurturer off the battlefield here. And how much damage are we looking at? 7, 8, 9, 10, 13, 14, 15 damage coming in. We can block one creature.
Yep.
Oh, another card? We can flurry and tap something down. This could just be lethal here. This could just be lethal.
Reputable Merchant hits the board. Swing with the team?
Yeah, absolutely swing with the team. This is a lethal attack.
Yeah, and that's going to be the game there. Josh Morton picking up the win here in our quarterfinals up against a stellar opponent in Michael Hron.